Here we go. Tap those likes, baby. What's up? What's up? What's up? Good to see all of you guys jumping into the chat. Let's get it. Today's the day. Bitcoin went up. Yes, sir. You guys have been paying attention. Here we go, guys. I'm Blockchain Crusader, crusading through these blockchains every single day, and we're back for a live stream today on September 29th. As the month of September is coming to a close, we are getting some critical bounces here for Bitcoin, and people want to know, why did Bitcoin go up? We're going to be covering Bitcoin and many altcoins here overall, guys, on this live stream today. So make sure you guys are smashing those likes, hitting that subscribe, and dropping your altcoins into the chat. We'll cover all of them as fast as I possibly can. There's a lot of people in a lot of different chats, so make sure you guys are patient, but I will get to you as fast as I can. Now, the first up, the main question is, why did Bitcoin pump? Why is Bitcoin pumping up right now? Why is Bitcoin pumping? What is going on? Strong short from now? I wouldn't think so. I wouldn't think so. I wouldn't be looking for any shorts right now. So let's jump over to the Bitcoin chart, right? Bitcoin chart here, very simple here on the 15-minute chart. This is what happened last night, right? Last night we created a new week, a new previous day, all this stuff, and we closed and opened up the week, right? We opened up the week here around 112,164. We got back above the previous quarter high and the weekly average. We lost that briefly during the Asia and London trading sessions, right? And then we were able to reclaim it. Shorts here were getting invalidated very, very quickly. Invalidated, boom, massive blast off, right? We took off above the previous day high. We got above the previous week range. Right now, we broke above that of 112,632. And now we're currently sitting at 113,951. Why is this happening? Well, first off, we had a major blast off on open interest coming in, right? Showing that there was a lot of interest for buyers to be getting in at these levels and pushing up higher. Another thing, something that we've been talking about in the Crypto Citadel for some time now, is this potential chart right here that most of you guys have not seen, right? But this here, we were bottoming out around this 0.5, around the 109. Now, did I think we could drop a little bit lower towards that 108 to 107 area? Absolutely. But we were able to hold support here, right? And we jump out here into the chart. Look at this. We consolidated for 4 days from Thursday all the way through Sunday at these levels between 109 to 108.6. And we were consolidating. The end of the month is coming. You guys have seen me speak about the end of the month theory, right? Where basically, as you guys can see here, April. Oh, this is June. So back in April, we bottomed out. We had a major rally, right? We bottomed out at the very beginning of April. That's key. We bottomed out the first week of April, massive rally into May, right? May, we top out around the May 22nd. Towards the end of May, we started dropping. We had another, and then we come into June. June's the only month in this theory that acts differently, and we're kind of reenacting what June did right now in September. We bottom out at the beginning of June, June 5th. Boom, another major rally for June, all the way to 110. Then we drop down again towards the ending part of June, but we bottom out on June 22nd. We rally into July, massive rally into July. We top out towards the midterm part of July, July 14th. We top out, we go sideways for a week, and in the last couple of days to the last week of July, we dump. What happens? We bottom out again at the beginning of August. First week of August, we bottom out. Boom, new all-time high to the upside of 124. We start topping out. We start dropping lower as the ending of August starts to approach. And then at the beginning of September, we bottom out at 107 for Bitcoin. To a lot of swing trades, a lot of long-term game planning to try to catch this last big move to the upside in the market with Bitcoin and some altcoins as well. So that's the big thing right now for Bitcoin is I do believe we're bottoming out here and we're entering into a potential big rally for October. Now, if we also go look over here, right, at the monthly returns for Bitcoin, Bitcoin now is above 3% returns. Let me refresh this here real quick. Could be a little bit higher now. 5.36% returns in the month of September. September is usually a red month. If we are able to close out September in the green, right, assuming we don't have a dump tomorrow, and we can actually close out in the green September, we're probably headed for a decent October and November for Bitcoin and altcoins. So, yeah, that's pretty much it. Let me jump into the chat here. Start saying hi to some people. Is Artificial Superintelligence Alliance going good to invest now, trading at 58 cents? Can it have a rally? Absolutely. I definitely think altcoins are going to have a rally when Bitcoin here heads for a potential new all-time high in the month of October. Yes, altcoins are going to rally. Am I personally buying Artificial Superintelligence Alliance, whatever it was? No. Right? Whatever Fetch used to be? No, I'm not personally buying it. Can it rally? Yes, absolutely. But it's just not something. I'm in the end game here, guys. I am working on getting out. I am working on taking profits on my altcoins, on my spot bags. I am waiting to run up my last swing trades here for Bitcoin and a few altcoins to the upside. And then I am shifting gears and going into low short-term, low leverage, long-term shorts for altcoins and Bitcoin. And that's my big strategy here, is now riding this wave for the one last top and then riding it all the way back down on the next big drop. And that's what we're doing in the Crypto Citadel. That's what we're game planning about every single day. I just came out of a 2-hour live session with them earlier this morning, which we do every single morning between 9 a.m. to about 11 a.m. Monday through Thursday. Game planning, live trading, swing trading, all this stuff. We do all of this every Monday through Thursday for about 2 hours every day. So we just came out of that, and that's been the game plan. The game plan is to ride the last wave to the upside and then get on the big wave to the downside, because we know altcoins are going to dump 90% easily in the next big Bitcoin pullback. And we know we're going to have another pullback at some point. Guys, we've got almost 100 people in here. Tap those likes. Let's get 1,000 likes in here. Let's start smashing those likes, guys. I greatly appreciate everybody tapping those likes. Let's see. Somebody said, I invested in XRP. Good luck. I hope you can get out before it's too late. Let's see here, making sure I'm not missing anybody in the chat. Market starts to dump. When does market start to dump? Tell me. When does the market start to dump? Appreciate all of you guys tapping those likes, hitting that subscribe. How are you? I'm good. What's going on? What about Chainlink? Let's go take a look at good old Chainlink, my friends. Good old Chainlink here. Not doing too much. But we can take a quick look here. So Chainlink, obviously, you guys know, you guys seen, you guys have experienced that no matter how great the technology is, dumps will happen. And Chainlink is no different, right? Chainlink broke out of its major uptrend from the month of August, went completely sideways in September, and then has had a nice little pullback down to the yearly average once again of $19.70 around September 26th, last Friday. Now we're pushing back up at 21.46. Critical levels for Chainlink remain the same. Chainlink has been completely sideways all year, not making any major moves. We need to see Chainlink break above $29. Once above $29, we have targets between 34 to 47, with the all-time high being at 53. That's going to be the big legacy range that it needs to get into to see some big price moves. Are we going to see that before the end of the year? Could definitely possibly see somewhere between $29 to $34. At this point, I think $52 is a bit of a stretch, but I could be wrong. You know, it just hasn't been performing the way you would want it to perform. Great news about the ETFs. Yes, we have been getting great news about the ETFs. Can you please check out SUI? Yes, sir. Let's go take a look at SUI. SUI. Nope, wrong chart. Let it load here. Give me a second. Appreciate everybody jumping in. Guys, the Crypto Citadel only has about 4 spots left. About 4 spots left. And then after that, you will be getting in at a higher price tier. That's just the way it is. By October, I believe after the first week of October, we will be closing out the current tier for the Crypto Citadel. So if you're interested in getting the Crypto Citadel, want to be part of the Crypto Citadel, then that is the time to get in. Let's can Chainlink do $70 by December? No, I doubt that. I doubt that. SUI here, all right. SUI overall still in a major macro uptrend, right? Since the month of August, since Q2, Q3, nice little uptrend here overall. We came down, we retested the lower band of this uptrend, came down to the yearly average, retested it, hit our gold pocket around $3, and now we're getting back into the lower band, maintaining this uptrend, right? If we begin to bottom out here and Bitcoin starts to push to the upside, I do expect, once again, SUI's macro target to the upside is still 481. That is the big target that we're looking for. And, you know, we need to get above this hard line around 424 to start seeing that big move towards 481. That is still the target. And then above that, we're running for all-time highs and price discovery for SUI. Now, why do I think $70 for Chainlink isn't really a possibility? I could be wrong. Anything's possible. But unless Chainlink gets some major like ETF approvals and some big institutions come in and start buying Chainlink isn't going to move. It hasn't moved in 2024. We had major rally in March, major rally in November of 2024, and Chainlink barely got above $30 in all of 2024. 2025 so far has barely approached $30 again and has just struggled to maintain staying over 25 and definitely struggled staying above 30. It just doesn't. So can it have one big rally finally and break towards, you know, $34, 47 maybe? Yes, it can, right? One last big blow off top, but $70 between now and the end of the year, I think the top for Bitcoin is a lot closer than people expect it. And the altcoin season is going to come and go a lot faster than most people are expecting. And it's going to catch people off guard. People are expecting altcoin season to go all the way deep in towards the end of December. And they think they have all this time. But realistically, they don't. They most likely have the rest October and a good portion of November if we're lucky for altcoins. But I think by that time Bitcoin would have topped out and most altcoins are going to start pulling back, and that's going to be a wrap for this bull market for a short period of time, and then we can start rallying and bottoming out once Bitcoin starts hitting 80K or so in 2026. Watching from Germany, good to see you, brother. 133K is possible during all this, but not for long, just a big wick. I agree. I'm not saying that a push to Bitcoin going to a new all-time high is going to be this long-lasting adventure. It could be a very short trip. It can be real quick. We run it up to 130, 133, and we start dropping back, right? We can maybe range up there a couple of days in, around the 120 area and people still keep staying bullish because altcoins begin to rally. Ethereum runs towards 5K, maybe 6K tops, right, in the next month or so, and people get excited and some altcoins pop off. But I'm telling you, it's going to come faster than you expect. It's going to come and go, and people are going to get left holding the bag. XRP is out of the Swift thing. So Swift is apparently, I'm going to find where is it? So Swift, come over here. Where are you? Where the heck is this post? Okay, here it is. So Swift is apparently testing out they're piloting a blockchain settlement on Ethereum's layer 2 Linea, right? But the narrative has always been that Ripple would be the one that takes over Swift system, and that the Swift system will be adopting XRP and Ripple, and they're going to be doing everything. But if that were to be true, why is now Swift system using $150 trillion in payment giant, right, going to be piloting their blockchain settlement on Ethereum's layer 2 Linea? Right? Why are they messing around with Ethereum if they know, and they've been working, and Ripple's been doing all these connecting and all this networking and all this whatever, and Ripple's going to be the winner? Why are they exploring Ethereum? Let me know, guys. That just doesn't make a lot of sense to me. The fact that they're moving, I really do have a feeling that Ripple and XRP are just really moving towards stable coins and moving towards a different, more generic blockchain. They're trying to bring in DeFi, and they're doing all this other stuff on XRP's blockchain. And I've always said it, I never felt like Swift is going to be giving up their power over to a third party. They're going to create their own thing and launch it on somebody. And yes, they could create their own thing and then potentially run their stablecoin through the Ripple network as well, through Ethereum, and connect it to many different blockchains. But at the end of the day, is pumping, buy. Well, I wouldn't be buying. I would be waiting to start exiting some positions. That's what we're doing in the Crypto Citadel. We are riding our Bitcoin long. We are riding a few altcoin long swing trades to the upside. We got some big targets, some big game plans on taking big profits here in the next couple of weeks. And maybe possible couple of days. Whenever the targets hit, we're taking profits, right? It's not about time, it's about targets. So yeah, we're definitely looking to be exiting and getting out of our positions. What's your estimate for the crypto market cap at peak at altcoin season? Honestly, I've stepped away from the altcoin market cap peak. I always thought it was going to be somewhere between 6 to 8 trillion at most. Right now, let's see, what the heck is the market cap right now? The market cap right now is, where is total market cap is 3.91 trillion. So that would still be on my lower case, would still almost be a little bit less than doubling up, right? We're almost at 4 trillion, just round up to 4 trillion. I was estimating somewhere between 6 to 8, right? So best case, a huge double up. Worst case, just another 2 trillion. But I've really stepped away from that thesis and really paying attention to the market cap. The total crypto market cap doesn't really matter. Where what really matters is, when is Bitcoin going to start topping out? What are some critical levels for Bitcoin to be looking for, and where is that Bitcoin dominance allowing us to potentially have some altcoins running one way or another, looking for targets and getting out real quick. When do you think XRP will hit $25? Dude, XRP is so Ethereum, and eventually at some point maybe we can reach $1 trillion XRP, but it's just not gonna happen right now. Let's see here. Francine, what's going on? Good to see you. Not in our lifetime. Yeah, definitely not in our lifetime. What is your next sell target for Ethereum? My next target for Ethereum, guys, is real simple here. So ETH, let me zoom out here to the daily. Let me turn off some indicators here. So overall, Ethereum has been a very easy one to follow, doing very, very well overall. ETH came down to the quarterly VWAP. We had a gold pocket here on 3,900. We went a little bit through it, coming down to 38.28, held this area very well, and now we're pumping back up, right? So in the Crypto Citadel, we've been discussing this. We've been range bound here for Ethereum since all of quarter 3 developing very strong value area low as well that we're holding. Our targets here for Ethereum to the upside are pretty simple, guys. We're going to be coming for a new all-time high. 4,800 to 4,900 is definitely on deck, right? We have some targets here, some big targets here between 5,900 to 6,400. But to be realistic, some more local targets here that we can look at. I'll show you guys here real quick. Let me turn my magnet on. All right, from this bottom to this top to this bottom here. Very simple. Once we break all-time highs again, some big targets, 52.45 to 56.72 are some big targets here that I'm looking at in the short term, right? Anything above that would be fantastic, and I welcome it. But 5,600, 52 to 5,600, I will be taking some profit. I know I was talking about taking profit at 6K, but I believe the Bitcoin top is approaching a lot faster than most people expect it. So I'm going to be a little bit cautious and taking some profits a little bit earlier. I'm always going to keep some Ethereum. I'm always going to keep, dollar cost averaging on the way out. I'm not going to sell all my Ethereum position 100% at 5,500. But these are definitely targets for Ethereum to the upside. And then if we get some bigger rally, right, some astronomical ready to be a trader overall, and that's fine. That's okay. Not everybody's ready, but if you are ready, that's the place to be at. That's the place to level up. That's the place to take it to the next level. Because if you're not analyzing data, if you're not reading charts, if you're not charting, right, you don't have to be day trading, but if you're not actually charting out your assessments of these assets before you're buying spot or not, you're literally just blindly reacting to the market on whether people are feeling bullish or people are feeling bearish. You're either panic selling or FOMO buying, and you're just going off emotions. You're not going off data, which eventually always leads you to have underwater positions for an extended period of time. And that just doesn't make you any money. And we're here to make money, right? We're here to not lose money. We're here to try to find the best positions possible. And the only way to do that is with real data. It's not by watching content and watching other people's videos, telling you how bullish they are today or how bearish they are today. None of that is proactive. That's all reactive, right? And by the time you watch the video, it's outdated information already. The most updated information is the live stuff that is happening in the Citadel every single day, every single chart that we're analyzing, that we're breaking down, and we're game planning. That is what you can have actionable data from. Everything else is not actionable data, and you're just blindly reacting. Have you discussed Sol lately? No, I haven't. Let's go take a look at Solana. Solana, make way. Oh, wait, I have my chart over here. So Solana, very easy trend, guys. Very nice uptrend for the last 2 quarters here. We came all the way up to our target of 247. We got rejected. We fell back into the uptrend that we were we had been breaking out of. We fell back in, came down to our monthly untapped average, hit 191, found strong support there. Now we're bouncing off that area, bouncing off the heart line. We're currently back at $210. Targets to the upside still remain the same. We are still looking for 295 and higher, right? And if we look at some targets here for Solana, very simple stuff. Looking at, come on, man, get this magnet. From this low to this high, down to this low, right? Short all-time highs. Let's see here. Thanks. I'm definitely joking. Your group, I've been searching for months now. What was that? If you're looking for the group is, the link is in the bio. The link is in the profile. I'll take you. Do we know what happened to Avant? I don't know what happened to it. I haven't kept up with it, but if it crashed, it's not a surprise. Everybody started talking about this out of nowhere. It had a major rally, astronomical rally of hundreds of percent, and now it's down 39%. I'm pretty sure a lot of insiders in Wales were scooping up very early, rallied it up. A lot of content creators came out here talking about how it's the next greatest potential thing, whatever, 100x gem, yada, yada. And then you guys got dumped on. So unfortunately, this is something that you guys need to learn to avoid. When you see an altcoin that everyone's talking about online and it's already pumped hundreds of percent, stay away. Do not buy it. It will dump. Just gotta wait. Especially this thing that came out of nowhere. Same thing happened to MYX, right? MYX Finance pumped over 1,000% in the last month, and then it dumped, right? And then it dumped. It went all the way up. It's back up at $15 right now, but it went from 98 cents to $18, down to $11, up to $17, down to $9, and now it's pumped back up to $15, right? So major swings, major pumps and dumps, right, from MYX. What was the other one that everybody was talking about? ASTER. ASTER was one that everybody was talking about. Another major swings, right? Went from $1 to $2, back down to like $1.80. So big swings here as well with this thing. You got to be very careful with these. I got in at 30 cents, so still make gains, just sold 100%. Let's go. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. Taking profits is critical. Super critical to take profits. One of the hardest lessons that people need to learn in these markets is take profits and walk away. Bro, I just use a bot to snipe meme coins. Way easier to use. I make a few grand a week. Let me tell you how that's a lie. First off, tons of bot snipers out there. Are you making a few grand a week? No. If you are, you wouldn't be wasting your time in my live chat right now, right? Because if you're making a few grand, right? Let's say $1,000 a week, that's $4,000 a month with your sniper working on its own, right? So all these sniper bots and all these meme coins that they're trying to push you into the meme coin casino, somebody wants you to use their bot so that their bot will collect your fees and they're making money. That's all that really is. That's what that real scheme is. And same thing with meme coins, right? People keep creating meme coins, not because they want the meme coin to blast off, but because they're trying to catch fees, right? The trading fees from everybody trading their meme coin and this and that. It's all fugazi, guys. It's never long-lasting money. It's not financial freedom. You're literally just setting yourself up for a major trap. What is update on Bitcoin, altcoin, and when will bull run begin? Bitcoin bull run has been going on for years. 4 years. Now, if you're talking about when the next top is coming, very soon. I definitely think that next top is coming in October, right? October, worst case scenario, November, but I definitely think October is it for Bitcoin. Rocktober loading. Oh, dude, 100%. I definitely think we're going to have a big blast off, right? Big blast off here in October, and we're going to be topping out real soon. Let's see here. Think we're headed. Bebop, what's going on, brother? Think we're headed up or Bitcoin dump to 105? No, I don't think 105 is in the cards right now. Now, if for whatever reason Bitcoin dumps back down to, falls back into the previous week range below 112.6, right? We do have possibility that if we lose 111,200, we do have targets down at 110 to 19 weekly and daily NPOCs that are targets. But right now we've broken out of the previous week range. We've had a nice rally to the upside. We're building and consolidating here above 113. Our next potential big move for Bitcoin is if we sweep the previous week high of 115.3 and that area gets rejected, we could have a decent pullback. Today's the 29th of September. We're about to close out September here in the next, less than 48 hours. Bitcoin is up 5% in September unless we have a major dump tomorrow, which is possible. Anything's possible. I expect September to close out in the green, and I expect us to continue rocketing to the upside in October. But, we got to take it with data, not fear or FOMO. So not trying to give anybody FOMO, but unless we start falling back below 112, I wouldn't be looking for 105 as of yet. And, overall, 108.6 to 108.2 was the big key region that we were looking for in the crypto citadel. I literally had my next buy for Bitcoin at 108.5, and we came down to 108.637. So I was off by $137 for my next buy for the long on Bitcoin. Now, I am in a Bitcoin long overall. I am in a Bitcoin long, but I was going to get one more buy-in for the Bitcoin long. Isn't there a liquidity grab at 105 or lower? If you're talking about the liquidation maps, right, the heat maps or whatever, there is some, heat down there at 110. There is definitely a potential sweep down at that 105 area that you're talking about because the low for September was 107. We bottomed out. Let me zoom out here to the daily for Bitcoin. All right. The bottom for September was this 107,200. If we came down below that, we could have swept that area. Didn't have to necessarily go down to 105. We do have, a gold pocket down at 106.6. If we came down to this gold pocket, we'd be sweeping the September 1st low. And then sweeping that area, boom, we rallied back to the upside. That was a possibility. We didn't get it. So for now, unless we have another major rejection off this 115 to 118 area, which is the developing NPOC for Q3 here of Bitcoin, unless we get rejected around 115 to 117 and have a major drop, I am expecting higher. Paul Sampson in the house. Everybody, round of applause for the myth, the man, the legend himself. Coming to the show today. What's going on, brother? I hope all of you guys are following Paul Sampson. If you're not already, one of the greatest, if not the greatest TA analyst out there in the entire space, my friends. So if you guys have not been watching his content, you guys are missing out. I don't know who that is, so no. Appreciate all of you guys smashing those likes. Let's keep going in here. What's going on, everybody? Yeah, there is a lot of money at 115. Yeah, there's definitely a lot of money at 115. But if we get rejected there, we could be in trouble. But 115 to 117 is that next big critical area here. Papi Chulo in the house. What's going on? Wants to know about ADA. Trust me, dude. I'm keeping a close eye on ADA. Well, we are in a Bitcoin, we are in an ADA swing trade here. So we have been having to dollar cost average on this bad boy. Has been keeping me up at night sometimes. But overall, ADA is currently at 80 cents, trying to get back above 80 cents here. We do still have targets between 97 to 97 cents to $1.11. Above that, our next big target is 120. Above that, we're between 150 to 178 for good old ADA, right? This is all hyper dependent on what Bitcoin is doing. I do expect Bitcoin to go higher, so I expect ADA to go higher. Then it's going to be a wrap. No, bro, I'm definitely not the GOAT. I'm like a GOAT junior. If at best, I'm like a GOAT junior. Can you take a look at Sonic? Had a big dump. You think it will recover? Let's go take a look at Sonic. Sonic the Hedgehog. Let's see here. What this thing? Okay, it's not Sonic anymore. Now it's just S. All these name changes. Phantom Sonic. Impossible to know what the heck is going on here. One. Right, just S on Binance. I hope so. This thing's got so many name changes that I don't even know. Let me just go over here. Yeah, open a chart for me here. Okay, yeah. That is S. Cool. Cool. Oops. So overall, Sonic, dude, this thing has been below the yearly VWAP all year long. If we get a trend here from Q2, well, let's just get it for the whole year at this point. See, do we even have the whole year? No, we don't. So we'll just get it from Q2. From Q2 to the end of quarter. Yeah, let's just go to the end of Q2. We've been in a downtrend, right? Major downtrend here for Sonic. We had a slight little breakout, right, in September, but we're just getting continually hammered by this quarterly VWAP, continuing to drop. We're currently sitting at 24 cents. If we want to see this thing really rally, we need to start getting above some of the big time frames VWAPs here. So big targets here to the upside for Sonic in the short term is getting above this quarterly VWAP of 31 cents. Our next big target is going to be 39 cents. That's where we got rejected back in July. Once we're above 39 cents, our big next target is going to be 47 cents. Getting above 47 cents could give us some room to run a little bit higher. But man, this chart is not looking good. Maybe for a low leverage swing trade, you can get in and, make some money on this rally from 24 cents to about 46 cents at best case. But as a spot buy, spot bag, not looking too good. Anything's possible during an altcoin season here towards the later part of the year in Q4, but not very optimistic on that. Appreciate everybody smashing those likes. Paul Sampson now over here as well, man. You're everywhere, man. So unless we get another big major announcement for Chronos, I don't really see another big massive move coming. But let's just be a little optimistic here. From this move to this move, assuming down to this move. Yeah. Next big area to be looking at is this 0.5 to gold pocket here around 33 or 37 cents. Next big targets to the upside if we get another rally. If we get super bullish on Chronos for whatever reason, right? Above 39, we're looking at 59 to 68 cents for Chronos. Let's keep jumping here into the chat. Appreciate everybody smashing those likes, hitting that subscribe. Let's see here. When robe? No, man. I haven't worn the robe in a while. I'm up 5K on ETH. Should I take profits or let it ride? Aaron, I'm not a financial advisor. I'm not here to tell you what to do, when to do it. Can ETH pump higher? Absolutely, right? Can ETH pump higher? Absolutely. We came down to the gold pocket. We came down to the quarterly VWAP. We've had a nice bounce. We're coming into some critical areas here around 4,500 pretty soon if we continue rallying with Bitcoin. Can ETH make a new all-time high and run between 5,200 and 5,600? Absolutely, definitely can, right? I don't know if your position is spot or on a leveraged trade. Either way, what I'm personally doing is I am waiting for a new all-time high for ETH, and then I am going to be taking profits around this area here. Add a stop loss to your ETH. Yeah, if you are in a trade, definitely add a stop loss or a trailing stop loss to make sure you secure profits. Appreciate everybody. Freya, what's going on? Good morning. Good to see all of you guys. Keep smashing those likes. If you guys are not in the Crypto Citadel, there's only 4 spots left at the current tier. Now's the time to lock in at $3 a day. If you don't get in at $3 a day, you're going to be paying at a way higher price point later down the line, and you're going to be kicking yourself for it. So if you want to stay up to date with all my game plans, all my day trades, all my swing trades, right? Market analysis, live exclusive trading sessions, and everything like that, the Crypto Citadel is where to be at, and there's only 4 spots left. Diamond in the house, Crypto Citadel OG here, says Crypto Citadel is absolute gold. Appreciate it, brother. Appreciate the support, man. AVAX. Somebody wants to talk about AVAX. Guys, AVAX has been one that I've talked about for a long time. I'm glad to see AVAX had a nice little move to the upside. I do believe it can continue, and it probably will continue moving to the upside. AVAX has finally broken the resistance at $26 that got which was rejected back in May, back in July multiple times, and in August. Now we finally broke through it. We rallied all the way up to $36.02. We've pulled back to about 26, 27. Critical area is to hold 26. If we lose 26, AVAX could be cooked. Now, if AVAX can hold above here, continue to hold this uptrend and push higher, which I definitely think it will, because Bitcoin, I believe, is going to make a new all-time high, which is going to allow for another mini altcoin season of some kind. Targets to the upside for AVAX remain 36.92 to 41.39 in the short term. Above 41, we got targets between $51 to $54. Above that, we have the 2024 all-time high of $65, right? If AVAX gets some crazy ETF news and approval, along with some more company treasuries adopting it, right, in the stock market, you know, and we break $65, we got some legacy targets between 71 to as high as 147. Now, am I saying that AVAX is going to go to 147? No, I think the chances of that are slim, but they're not zero. Anything is possible. Anything is possible, especially with the institutional game showing up, ETFs on the line, treasuries, company treasuries adopting AVAX, right? Definitely can be a possibility. And, you know, but I am targeting in the short term between 36 to 41, and then best case around 51 to 54. And if we get above that 65, then maybe we have a chance. Maybe we have a chance. AVAX coming up on 200 EMA in the hourly. Nice. Interesting. Appreciate all of you guys smashing those likes, hitting that subscribe, guys. I see you guys. I see some of you guys joining the Crypto Citadel already. Good to see that you guys are taking advantage of those last 4 spots, because once they're gone, they're gone. There's no going back. And once the price tier moves up, it's over, guys. Thanks, Ansui. Thanks for your time. No problem, Aaron. Hope to see you in the Crypto Citadel. If you guys find these videos, these live streams valuable, just imagine how much more value there is in the Crypto Citadel that you guys don't get to see, that you guys don't get to experience. The level of data analysis and time that we put in there to make sure that all of our members are, you know, up to date 100% of the time with actionable data. So if that's what you're looking for that next little edge in the market, for that next little, you know, big push in analysis, in data that you might not have time to learn, you might not have time to do because you have a 9-to-5 job, but you want somebody to be able to provide it for you, I'm that guy. I'm there. Join the Crypto Citadel if you have a chance. WP says, hey, buddy, what's going on, man? WP, another Crypto Citadel member in the house. Thoughts on Arbitrum? Let's go take a look at Arbitrum here. Arbitrum. So Arbitrum overall had a nice little rally here to about, what is this, 62 cents or so back in late August. Lost all of it, came back into our slight uptrend from Q2. We found support here around the heart line and the monthly point of control of 41 to 40 cents. We are below the yearly VWAP right now. We need to get above that, which is around 45 to 46 cents. Getting above that, continuing this uptrend or breaking going parabolic off this uptrend. Targets to the upside for Arbitrum remained the same for a while now. What's the other one? What's the one on base? Brett. And so far, right, they all have rallies, and they will have rallies again for sure. Am I, betting on it? Am I, breaking my back to get in on them? Not really. I'd rather stick with some of the other, slower movers, but more guaranteed price action stuff. And yeah, Brett, Bonk, whatever. If you can catch a really good dip on them, you can definitely make some profits, but I'm not going to be FOMOing into any of those. Like I said, I'm more towards the end game here, trying to just manage this last big wave in the market to the upside, and then, start shifting on over to my shorts, long-term shorts here. A lot of consolidation happening here above 113.6 for Bitcoin, which is fantastic to see here as we're coming towards the end of September. What are your algo targets? Well, I'll give you a quick little sneak peek here. Looking at, where are they? So looking at some swing trades here for algo, some big targets that I'm looking at are between 29 to 34 cents. Last two big targets are 39 to 45 cents for Algorand. Those are the big targets. I am in an Algorand swing trade. It has been a bit rough, not gonna lie, the last couple of days. I've had to dollar cost average, but I'm in it. I definitely think that we're gonna seeing Algorand hit 29 to 34 cents is super realistic, and more than happy to take massive profits on it at that point in time as a short-term swing trade. Short-term meaning, about a month-long trade at best. Guys, I appreciate every single one of you guys being here, smashing those likes and hitting that subscribe. I am going to be heading out. Got to go make some more content, go do some more stuff, make some more posts in the Crypto Citadel, some more macro posts. We're coming in to the end of the month where we're going to be getting a quarterly and a monthly close. So preparing for that, along with managing what is happening with Bitcoin along the way, along with Ethereum and some other altcoins here as we're getting this major rally. So if you guys don't want to miss the swing trades, you don't want to miss the big last final rally and how to manage that big rally, join the Crypto Citadel now or regret it forever. It's coming faster than you think. Don't get left holding the bag at the top. Make sure you have a game plan. If you do not have one, join the Crypto Citadel and get one. Guys, I'm Blockchain Crusader, crusading through these blockchains every single day, and I'll see you in the Crypto Citadel. See ya.